What do you make, Bernie, of Colonel Rob Maness, who we're going to be hearing from next, his endorsement from Sarah Palin? How big was that, if at all, for his campaign?
I don't, I hate to comment on stuff like that since I haven't polled it. It might help him. The bottom line is when you get to $2 or $3 million, then especially in a race like this where it's going to take 10, 12, 14 million dollars, you've got to have money to tell people who's endorsing you. You've got to have money for radio ads. The last time I looked, the TV stations in New Orleans are pretty expensive, and I do polls for a living, and obviously y'all know I've been doing this for a long time, and and when you're running for the United States Senate, if you don't have $2, $3, $4, $5 million, you're at a huge disadvantage. And I've never seen anyone make the runoff who had less than $1 million to spend in a Senate race. But realistically, if you're not at $3 or $4 million, when these two heavyweights, is what they are, one's a Congress and one's an incumbent U.S. Senator, start really spending big dollars, and you don't have it, you fall by the wayside. It's not what I think. It's what happens.
Steve, your thoughts?
Bernie's right. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, I think that Rob Maness is a very nice guy. He's a very decent guy, it seems. I think that maybe she helps out in terms of the former governor, Palin. She may help out in terms of that particular base. He's at, 7% according to Bernie's poll. All in all, though, do I think that, it helps her with the other population? Absolutely not. I think that that Sarah Palin is a real negative, except for that particular base.
Bernie, if you could highlight the numbers for all the different candidates in your poll. You said Landrieu was at 36%?
Yeah, Congressman Cassidy was 35, and what is Hollis 2, and Maness, I think Steve's right. I don't have the poll in front of me, but about 7. That'll change, though. Very quickly when they start spending money. If Maness has $2 or $3 million to sustain a big TV buy, then he has a chance to move up. The Republicans are, the Republicans have an advantage in this state because we're so red-shifted. And if you're a Republican and you got a lot of money, then you're going to compete with Landrieu. And at the present time, if you're Mary Landrieu and 98% of the people know her, she's been a United States Senator for almost 18 years, finishing her 3rd term. And if you're at 36% and your negatives are upside down, close to 60% negative, that means they think you're doing a not so good or a poor job. So Mary, literally needs some help. Everybody knows her, and they're not giving her a good job performance rating, and not only 36% of the people are voting for her. So, I'm not. Look, that poll was taken last week. So whatever you want to say about it, it was then. It's not a picture of
today,
5-6 months from now.
Yeah.
So I can say that she's in serious trouble facing a tough hill re-election battle because of the demographics in Louisiana, and that's that kind of sums it up.
504-556-9696, gentlemen. Our friend Paul from Kenner is with us. Hey, Paul, how are you? Good morning.
Oh, good morning, and gentlemen. One thing I hear Jeff, you saying no more Bush. Well, I say no more Landrieu. She's been in her 3 terms. We know what she stands for, and she's not for life. And a lot of her policies have been not that great for Louisiana, so I don't think she's going to win. And Mr. Maness is not afraid to come out and say he's 100% pro-life. I like a politician who's not afraid to speak up on the life issues. So anyway, I got motivated to call Jeff because you've talked about this legislator that instead of shaking hands, he kissed his aide. Well, it's like as if he caught in bed with her, impregnated her or something. What is this? And the fact that he's going back and trying to run again, if that's not trying to put your family back together, and you know you're going for a job that you know and have done and it pays well, isn't that pretty indicative that he's going to try and put his family back together?
Well, I mean, should he continue to be going back and forth between Washington and his district when he's got 5 kids and a wife, and he just embarrassed her and his kids by kissing a married aide right outside of his office? When that aide was the wife of the hold on. When that aide was a good friend of his, and he didn't even tell the husband of the aide, and the husband said that his whole Christian rhetoric was just phony and was just for the election. So don't you think he's got some soul searching to do and maybe got some higher priorities in politics? I mean, he didn't commit a crime.
With politics.
He didn't commit a crime, but I think he actually did something which was morally wrong, and I think he should focus on other things other than running for Congress. But I guess the voters will decide, because Bernie, he just announced that he might actually run again in the 5th Congressional District. So that was sort of a surprising note, because earlier he said he wasn't going to run. So where do you think things stand with Vance McAllister?
Well, you know, I'm like anybody else. You know, if you're not shocked by that announcement, nothing will shock you. But, you know, as far as this particular congressman, the problem with his running for re-election, there's a little problem. Look, there are people who get elected because of rumors, innuendos, or even outright claims made against them, and they may admit transgressions and ask for forgiveness. But there's a little problem. He has a little different problem than most politicians. There's a video, and videos are extremely detrimental to you being reelected. No matter what you say, no matter what you claim your intentions are, when that video is run continuously and ad after ad, it tends to cause you serious problems of getting reelected. And the bottom line is, it's very hard to get reelected when there's a visual evidence called a tape showing you with someone that you shouldn't be with who works for you. So all of this stuff, I would seriously doubt he'll run, because let me say it again. Most times when there's a video, you don't get reelected, and you should go do something else, because that video normally, most of the time, 9 out of 10 times, kills your chances to get reelected.
Steve, your thoughts?
Well, basically what he said was, I'm going to keep my options open, and he said that supporters have told him that he decided too quickly in terms of not to run. So I don't know. Who knows what's going on in his mind now, and who knows what went in his mind at the time when he was kissing his friend's wife. So, but look, it makes for interesting politics.
All right, final.
I'd like to know how many of these people. Who are they? Was it 1,000? Was it 5?
It could have been the lady he kissed.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. She's encouraged me to run again. Her husband's on the other side of the street on this issue.
Right.
He's dead set against it.
Yeah, I think
anyway.
I feel sorry for the poor